We've been here since 2017, and the mission is just to raise orphaned wildlife and get them back to the wild. We also have a farming animal sanctuary side where we end up with everybody's pets that they don't want to keep anymore.
Now, who is that?
That is Ricky.
I think he likes the camera.
He does. He likes any. Whoa.
Okay. How did you get to Georgetown from where you came from?
When we first moved here, it was in 2006, and we were in Myrtle Beach. And the first job I got was as a receptionist at Ark Animal Hospital. So we had all the wildlife. Dr. Jansky took in wildlife, snakes, birds, all that stuff. They had the NOAA program, which took in wildlife. But while I was at the front desk, checking people in, a DNR officer came with this little tiny thing covered in mud. And Keith, one of the techs, came back and said, well, that's a raccoon. We can't keep raccoons because they carry rabies. I said, come on, Keith. It's a baby. It doesn't have rabies. They're not born with it.
Yeah.
He says, I know. I said, can I keep it? And he goes, let me go ask Dr. Jansky. So Dr. Jansky said, yeah. So we still have him. Fidget's 14 now.
Wow.
Yep.
So you've been here 10 years. How many animals do you think you've helped to rescue over those 10 years?
Hundreds, because we do on average 50 raccoons every season. Foxes, tons of squirrels. Last year actually at the beginning of this year, we did 60 baby possums that have been released.
And, this is just a passion for you.
It is. We love it. My favorite animals are the raccoons and the foxes. My husband likes the farm animals, but, he helps repair cages for me. And our squirrels are freeloaders. They never leave. Everything we've hand-raised stays here and just is a freeloader.
So, and you rely on donations? Is that the only source of income? Or?
No, we have our own. We use our own money as well. But, donations.
Now, let me just get this out of the way. Earlier this year, we got the notice from the state that you guys could not accept donations anymore. A little problem popped up. What happened, and how did you get it resolved? Because it's all fixed now.
What happened was I had an accountant that had this stuff for 2 years, and I wasn't getting anywhere with getting it done. So I actually had the lady from the Secretary of State office call him, to light a fire under his butt. And within 2 weeks, he had his stuff done. But then in the meantime, we had a retired accountant from Georgia who reached out, and he's finished all the other stuff. He did all of it within a month.
Like we reported about a week or so ago, you got the letter from the Secretary of State saying that you're in the clear now. Everything's good. Yeah. So you can take donations again and have fundraisers.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your next big fundraiser?
We're doing a Tractor Supply setup this coming Saturday on the 27th. We're going to be at the boat show, the wooden boat show. From there, it just depends on what events are around.
So tell me about the different types of animals you help rescue, and how do you get them? How do they get here? We
do a lot of foxes and squirrels. We have a website. We also, my husband has a Wild Things page. So, and then our phone number's linked to everything. So we get phone calls 10 times a day. I got a baby squirrel, and they bring them out. We're the only ones in this local area that does rabies vector species.
And what does that mean?
It means we deal with mammals that can get rabies, like raccoons and foxes. We can't legally do coyotes.
Now, what qualifies an animal for coming here? What's the qualifications to get an animal here? Do they have to be injured or?
Injured or just no mom around. Mom was killed. The babies are, coming out of the woods. Because they come out and they look for help. Squirrels will climb up people's legs saying, hey, I'm by myself. I need help. Raccoons will do the same thing. They'll just all of a sudden come up and lay on somebody's porch.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You're out here kind of in the woods. Do you have a lot of animals that kind of come here on their own and saying, this looks like a good place to be?
I'll tell you what. So the raccoons, the males, after they're released, they take off. The females stay close, and then they come back to my husband's barn, which they won't let him finish. He's been trying to finish it for years, and they have their babies up in the rafters, and they'll have their baby.
So you have people bring you animals, and you have some to come on their own.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the raccoons, all the girls stay together. Moms and daughters stay together for life.
What's the different types of animals you have here, and how many do you think you have here on the property?
I would say we probably have, let's see, we've got chickens, goats, pigs, horses, raccoons, possums, squirrels, probably well over 150 of them.
Wow.
Right now.
So that has to get expensive. I mean,
It does. We go through, like...
especially when you were going through your period, you couldn't have fundraisers or take donations. I mean, how did you make it through that 3 or 4 month period?
All our money went to that, our own personal money. We have feeding stations for the released raccoons. We don't want them to be a nuisance to the homeowners up the road. So we make sure that they know where their food is if they can't figure it out on their own. That way we don't have to worry about them getting in people's attics and stuff.
So what's the most you've had to do for an animal as far as getting them recovered enough to get back in the wild?
There's been, we've had a couple of raccoons we've had to have legs amputated. If you remove a back leg, they can be released. If you remove a front leg, they have to be permanent.
Wow. So you got some of those still here?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Nope. And we have a cinnamon-colored raccoon. We've had her since she was a baby. There's nothing wrong with her, but if we were to release her, she'd be hunted and skinned.
So is it just Georgetown County people that bring you animals?
No,
or
we
is
have
it from
people come from Myrtle Beach, Loris, Longs, Little River, all over.
Because are you one of the only places like this?
In this area, yeah, as
maybe
this
portion
setup.
of South Carolina?
A lot of people do smaller numbers out of their homes, but we don't do it out of our home, but we do it here and release on our own land. So
how many acres do you have here?
there is, let's see, we're using about 6 acres, but we have much more than that.
Oh, so you could grow if you
We
needed
could.
to.
Yeah.
So if people want to come out and to help volunteer because they love working with animals and they feel like they can be a help, how can they become a volunteer?
We have a website. You can fill out the application. It goes through the email, wildthingsfc.com. And we always get back to you, find out what days, what hours you want to do it. But we're flexible. We always need people in the mornings and the afternoons.
But if it's somebody who maybe says, working with animals is not my cup of tea, but I'd love to help out, and they want to make a donation, how can they do that?
They can do that through the website or my husband's Facebook page, Wild Things page, through PayPal. They can, send a check.
And they can also use the Facebook page to keep up with where you're going to be. Like you're going to be at Tractor Supply this Saturday. You're going to be at other places here in the near future. So they can go to that Facebook page and keep up with the events.
Yes, definitely.